I'm George Taylor from ImagiNERDing, and we're going to look at the three big roller coasters of SeaWorld Orlando. SeaWorld Orlando opened on December 15th, 1973, and was actually the third SeaWorld park in America. So the first coaster that we're going to talk about is Kraken. Kraken is a steel, floorless coaster that opened in June of 2000. It was built by my favorite coaster designers, Bolliger and Mabillard. Now, as I mentioned, Kraken is a floorless steel coaster. It is 4,177 feet long, and it hits 65 miles per hour. The lift hill is 153 feet high. And as I mentioned, Kraken is a floorless coaster. It means sort of that your feet hang underneath as you're riding. Kraken offers 7 inversions that include 2 vertical loops and a dive loop. I enjoyed the experience of riding Kraken. I do have to admit that I liked Dominator, which is another floorless coaster by Bolliger Mabillard. That's up at Kings Dominion in West Virginia. Still, Kraken was a great coaster with a lot of great elements, including some dives that didn't quite get to me like some of B&M's inverted coasters do. Next up, and of course following the sea life theme, is Manta, which is a flying steel coaster built by, again, Bolliger and Mabillard. Manta opened up on May 22nd, 2009. It is 3,359 feet long and hits 56 miles per hour. The lift hill has a height of 140 feet. And this coaster, Kraken, is very similar to Superman Ultimate Flight in Six Flags Over Georgia. I will admit it's not quite as intense as Superman, which is probably why I like Kraken a little bit more. Granted, Kraken was designed about 7 or 8 years after Superman opened. The lead car is shaped like a manta, and you're supposed to feel like you're flying through the water. The ride has 4 inversions and can be seen from many areas in the park. Kraken also has a small water effect, which can be seen near the Flamingo Point. You should also take notice that Kraken has a fantastic queue. It's very dark and very cool in that area, and there are also 10 aquariums with over 3,000 different animals or examples of sea life, as well as 300 different rays. The third and final coaster just might actually be my favorite roller coaster in the world, and I'm talking about Mako. Mako is a steel hypercoaster, meaning it hits over 200 feet. It happens to be the tallest, longest, and fastest roller coaster in the Central Florida area. Following the sea life theme, it's based after the Mako shark, and it's pretty apparent from looking at the first car as well as a lot of the queue and the theming in the area. The coaster was designed by Bolliger and Mabillard and opened on June 10th, 2016. It is 4,760 feet long and hits 73 miles per hour. The first lift hill hits 200 feet, and it's a drop of 200 feet. And there is so much ejector airtime in this ride that it's amazing. Airtime is one of my favorite things on a coaster. And I consider it my favorite coaster for a lot of reasons now, simply because it has all of the different themes and effects and parts of a roller coaster that I really love, without being overbearing, making you feel sick, or making you feel just a little overwhelmed. Another cool thing is that Mako has a soundtrack. Of course, you can hear a lot of the soundtrack in the queue, and make sure when you're getting ready to board, before you board, that you notice the ceiling above as the car in front of you takes off. It's a really neat effect. But there's also part of the soundtrack that you can sort of hear on the lift hill, but a great spot to hear the soundtrack is when you're standing in the plaza and the part of Mako goes by above the crowd and over the lagoon. You'll hear a symphony hit, sort of, as the train goes by. Okay, so I just got off of Mako, got to ride it twice. Hypercoaster by B&M. Oh my gosh, it is spectacular. It is now my favorite coaster in the world here at SeaWorld Parks. You got to come down here and try it. It is breathtaking. I love it. Okay, so just rode the 3 B&Ms basically here at SeaWorld. Beautiful coasters, absolutely love them. Had a blast. Mako is spectacular, and even Manta, the flying coaster here, was so much better than Superman, the other coaster I rode. But SeaWorld's a gorgeous park. Oh, I love it. Had such a good time here. Can't wait to spend more time and ride more of the coasters. But Mako, Mako is a gorgeous hyper coaster. Thank you guys so much for watching this video about the 3 major roller coasters of SeaWorld Orlando. And I know SeaWorld has a lot more animal exhibits and shows, but I really had a little bit of time there and I wanted to capture the feel of the roller coasters to give you a good idea. And with Mako, this really is a park that you need to visit to experience that coaster alone. It's sort of like Fury 325 at Carowinds is enough reason to make the visit. Mako is enough reason to visit SeaWorld Orlando. But I want to know, what's your favorite coaster? Have you had a chance to ride Mako? What's your favorite thing to do at SeaWorld? Leave me a comment below and let me know. I'd love to hear from you. So please subscribe, leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, and share this video with all of your friends. I'm George Taylor from ImagiNERDing, and I'll see you in the next video.